First Lady of Nigeria, Senator REMI TINUBU, has said that women will be supported with grants to start small businesses such as selling akara, roasted corn, kuli and other petty treats. When I heard that statement, I didn't rush to laugh. I didn't rush to make jokes. Instead, I paused and asked myself one simple question. Is this really the kind of conversation Nigeria should be having in 2026, considering the level of economic hardship millions of Nigeria are facing today? Sadly, instead of asking serious questions, many Nigerians, rush to social media and turn the entire conversation into entertainment, memes, skits, jokes, and mockery. Personally, I think that is part of our problem as a country. We often say politicians are responsible for Nigerians' challenges, and they certainly have responsibilities, but I also believe we as citizens have a responsibility to take important national issues seriously instead of allowing them to disappear under the weight of comedy and social media trends. Let's put politics aside for a moment and think about reality. There was a time when selling akara or roasted corn could genuinely change a family's life. The cost of living was lower, food was cheaper, rent was more affordable, school fees were manageable, transportations cost less, and electricity bills were they were not that expensive. But Nigeria has changed. Today, almost everything is more expensive. So I started asking myself a few questions. How many pieces of akara would a woman have to sell before she could pay her children's school fees? How many roasted cobs of corn would she need to sell before she could comfortably pay her rent? After buying beans, maize, cooking oil, pepper, charcoal or gas, paying for transportations, and covering every other business expense, how much profit will actually remain? Would that profit be enough to pay for electricity, healthcare, feeding, and other basic needs? These are the questions that came to my mind, and I honestly think they deserve serious discussion. Let me be clear. This is not about looking down on anyone who sells akara, roasting corn, or any other small business. Honest work deserves respect, and many hardworking Nigerians have built decent life through businesses like this. My concern is different. The question is whether helping more people start very small businesses on its own is enough to address today's economic realities. Many Nigerians are already working hard. The challenge is that inflation has reduced the value of what they earn. Business costs have increased, and the price of essential goods and services continue to rise. That is the real conversation I believe we should be having. Instead of many people chose laughter. When an important national issue comes up, we flood social media with jokes and laugh for a few days, create memes, make sketch, and then move on to the next trending topic. Before long, the conversation disappears, nothing changes, and we find ourselves complaining about the same problems again. Sometimes I wonder whether we are unintentionally distracting ourselves from the conversations that matter the most. How can we expect better policies